All right. Looks like we are running. There we go. It looks like we are running. We are good. Okay. Man. All right. So, what is going on? I missed Sunday streaming as the first time I've missed it in over a year. Specifically, that is the first time I missed Sunday streaming since my best friend growing up passed. That's the reason I missed last time. This time, it's because I had to do family stuff and take a trip to the mainland. Husband had to do some serious stuff. I didn't want him to have to do it alone, so I went with him as moral support. And yeah, that's why I wasn't here. That's why I'm here today, because I'm jet lagged as hell, and I needed to pick up my puppo, who was at the vet for boarding. It's his heart condition. He has to board at the vet. But, due to the way the flights work, I ended up spending about 24 hours in the airport yesterday. That was a lot of fun. By that I mean it wasn't a lot of fun. It was the opposite of fun. It was not fun. But I also ended up having essentially a whole afternoon to myself after I dropped my husband off for his flight. And so I ran around and hit hobby shops. So we're going to check out some of the stuff I got. A couple of these things came from online. One of them came from local here in Hawaii, from Armchair Adventure. But most of the stuff is from hobby shops on the mainland, specifically Montana. So we'll talk a little bit about Montana's hobby shops. It's not many of them, but they're pretty decent. So we'll talk about those. And yeah, let's just get to it. So, first off, quick rundown of what I picked up. I picked up some dice, some more dice, a bunch of printed clear acrylic signs, a whole bunch of the new contrast paints, some Turbo Dork paints, which is really cool. You can't get these on island. Some of these cute little grasses. They have these on island, but I thought they'd be cute for a project. This is scale 75. Mineral spirits, some Battletech, and a Flesh Eater Quartz start collecting box. Yeah, that's pretty much the overhaul. So let's let me pull some of the stuff out of the way, and we will swap cameras. And we'll take a look at some of it. So let's take a look at some of the paints first. Battletech. Ooh la 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 la. Battletech. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Okay. So, let's knock some stuff out. This is odorless thinner from Soilworks, which is like a slower or like a different portion of scale 75 modeling paint. This is mineral spirit. The main use for this is to clear paint, to clear oil paint off of miniatures. So, sort of like this guy here. This is done with oil paint. So I am going to be, when I did him, I basically just used acetone to try it out to see if it would work. But I was like, I like this. I want to keep trying to use the oil paint, so I got myself some thinner for it, which is really nice. So I'll get to finish painting the rest of my Space Otters, get them the rest of the way painted up, And we'll get to play some one-page rules with them, which will be really cool. Move these guys out of the way. Go. Okay, alright. Cool. I apologize. I'm probably going to be a little all over the place during this video today. I'm still kind of like figuring it out from the jet lag. So I woke up super late this morning and then ran around and did errands. Just stuff like I had to do today since I was taking today off. And it's just like, oof. Like I'm literally already to go to bed and it's like 2 o'clock. What time even is it? Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I'm like legitimately like ready to pass out. Like that's how fucking tired I am. Alright. Turbo Dork paints. These are one of like the original color shift paints. Nowhere on Island that I know of sells these. So when I saw these, I was like, that's really cool. I gotta pick some of those up. So I grabbed myself a couple of the turbo color shift ones I thought would be really fun. A couple like variants. This one they call Blue Raspberry. It's like purple to pink, kind of. Kind of cool. And I got Crystal Cavern, which is like blue to pink, which I thought might be pretty neat. And then I got Pearly Gates, which is supposedly just like pure, like super bright silver, which I thought might be interesting. Like kind of like a chrome kind of thing. And then I got Skyrat, which is like purple to green to purple. I like the fact it did like a 3 change, which I thought would be really neat. It also looks like it has a lot of base color by default, which is interesting. So, plus it had the name Skyrat, so I had to give it a try. So that one was pretty cool. That's what I got for those, but it was really neat to see Turbo Dork paints, just because nowhere on Island sells those that I'm aware of right now. So that was pretty cool. I found these at a store called Retro Fix in Montana. Nice little store, entirely tabletop focused. Be that either like tabletop board game or tabletop war game. They had really nice displays for every GW game, like clearly divided up, broken displays. So like if you wanted to start Necromunda tomorrow, you could just roll in and like have your selection of whatever you wanted for it, right? Or Titanicus or anything like that. They had a selection for AOS and 40K. They were both pretty good. Weirdly, they had nothing from Tyranids. Of all the weird shit, there was no Tyranid stuff. Really weird. They also had a whole lot of stuff from Terrain Crate, which was really neat to see, because that's, again, something we don't see a lot on the island. And they had a lot of stuff from Elder Scrolls Online. Or the Elder Scrolls game. Elder Scrolls Online is the wrong word. But the Elder Scrolls game, they had, like, the entire range, which was really neat. I probably would have picked some of those up, but they were actually surprisingly expensive. They were like GW prices, and I was like, oof. I was like, man, I don't like GW prices. I certainly don't like resin for GW prices, right? Like, oof, not happy with that. But it was really neat to see, at least. And they were a good, nice store. They had really nice dice displays. So I picked up some dice. These are from Chessex. These are D10s. So I got 3 sets of D10s for what is it called? That really cool war game I reviewed last time. Silver Bayonet. So in Silver Bayonet, you have 3 types of dice. You have skill dice, power dice, and monster dice. So you kind of want 3 different colors. So I got 3 different types of D10s to use for those. And they were a little expensive, but they look really neat. So, you know, there's a lot of really nice colors. I thought these were kind of like cool and sort of rainbowy. These reminded me of the kind of dice like a hero would use, right? Like, I don't know. They're like minty fresh kind of thing. Like whites and blues with red highlights, you know. Like kind of noble knight kind of dice. Which I thought was kind of neat. And last but not least are probably my favorite ones, which are these. Which I got because they reminded me of ghosts. So I thought I would use these for like the monster dice. And they're like really neat, kind of clear, kind of like smoky, ghosty dice. I thought they were really cool. So I got myself 3 different colors so I can play Silver Bayonet. Which is pretty cool. Really, you don't need 3 different colors, but the rulebook says it makes it easier, so I figure I'd give it a shot. So yeah, I picked these up at their dice section, which is pretty sweet. Other dice I got were not from them, but were actually from Amazon. I picked these up, so I thought they were just neat. Kind of clear green and pink. So they were just neat. I don't know. One night my brain was kind of just running, and I was just sort of browsing Amazon, and I was like, I'll buy dice. So I bought myself some dice. Thank you, anxiety brain. They're really cool. I'll happily use them. I really like my other set of Jessex dice I have. And then these, my anxiety brain actually bought for a real reason. Holy shit, right? I wanted wound markers. Yeah, I wanted wound markers, and I thought like clear red dice were cool. So they look a little orange on the camera, but they're actually like blood red. Which I thought was kind of neat. So I picked those up off Amazon too. In one night where my brain was like, "You can't go to sleep," and I was like, "I'm gonna go shopping," and then yeah. And then dice happened. I will admit, that kind of like anxiety shopping at night like that doesn't normally happen to me. It's not a thing I normally do, but it happened this night. And now I've got some dice. So, that's cool. Okay, so we looked at those. Other thing I got is the Flesh Eater Cord box. We'll look at that at the end. Oh, they had these grasses. These are the Vallejo Grasses. Local stores here in Hawaii actually sell these, but I wanted some for my otter spaces, and I didn't know if I had this blue and purple and this blue one, so I wanted to pick those up. They were just neat. Man. Okay. Let's look at some more paints. Whole bunch more paints. Let me shake them all up. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them. So, over the weekend while I was on the mainland, 2 of these came from a local store, but still. Over the weekend while I was in the mainland, the new contrast paints came out. And I picked up some colors that I thought would be fun to add to my range. So I grabbed Briar Queen and Chill, which is like a clear kind of like jizzy blue. It's like blueberry jizz. This one's like a darker kind of jeans color. It's kind of neat. This one's a pretty brilliant blue. I heard that it really pulls away from the edges, so you get really bright highlights on that one, so looking forward to that. And then Hex Right Flame, which is kind of similar to Tesseract Glow. And this is more Terry and Grime. This, in the preview, this looked a lot more tan than this, so this might just be like dirtying for armor and stuff. And then this is a shade version of like a gray to white. or a white to gray, sort of like apothecary white. So we'll see what that does. It's kind of interesting. And the one I'm most excited for, which is Dreadful Visage. Let's just get right here. We're actually gonna give these a shot right now. Come on, camera. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, Dreadful Visage. Visage. I'm most excited for that one. We're gonna give it a shot on these guys' armor. Seeing how it looks. But yeah, this is the one I'm most excited for. So I'm trying to find a nice color to like, to go over the armor of these guys. My mom and anyone who sees them, which is like only my family, but a couple of people have asked me when I'm going to paint them. So it tells me I need to add some more colors to them. So we're going to give it a shot. That's what we're going to do. Meow. Me. There we go. We'll give it a shot. See what she does. What that paint do? Yeah, I'm not going to paint it everywhere. I'm just going to do like this back armor here to test it out. See how it looks. We'll just set that aside and let it dry. And then we're also a couple of these a try. I've got 3 guys. We're going to try 3 of them out. We're just going to try Briar Queen and Chill. There we go. We'll try painting his carapace with the Briar Queen and Chill. Alright, and at the end, we'll come back and we'll check them all. See how they look. And then, last one. We're going to try out the Pilar Glacier. We could try out this gray. But I think at the end they'll just be gray on gray. So I think we want to try something a little more colory. So we'll try out the Pilar Glacier. These all apply really nice. This one's a contrast. I think the other 2 are shades. But they all basically apply the same. It's kind of weird. Usually shades are a little more runny, but this is pretty runny. I'm going to have to wick some out of that neck. Give me a sec. There we go. Alright. There we go. And we'll set them off to the side. And we will try them out when they're all done and see how they look. There they go. You know what? Let's try doing something in Mortarian Grime. Because I want to see what it does. This Nurgle guy, we can do like his shoulder pad or something in it. See what it looks like. See if you can even see it over the dirt and the grime that's already there. Alright, we'll let it sit. Come back and check it. Okay, team. Let's go and try those out. I also broke my eyeglasses during the flight. I'm waiting for pieces to get here to fix them. Alright, well, let's take a look at some Battletech. So I got some Battletech. The inner sphere boxes are starting to show up randomly again, which is nice. So I picked a couple of those up. So, this one here, I've actually reviewed on the channel before. This one I've actually bought as a duplicate. But I went to my local hobby shop here, so I had to run an errand right next door. And I was really hoping to find those like random loot boxes, but no luck. But I still wanted to buy something since I was there, so. And I was like, you know what? I love all these mechs, so second box of this one hurt me. So, I got another Jenner, which is an awesome weird mech. I love it. A Wolfhound, which is a really cool mech. Always big fan of the Wolfhound. I like its weird little ears. It's very cute. And the Panther with his little kitty cat face. Rawr, little kitty cat face. And then the Blackjack, which is really always the star of the show. Blackjack is a beautiful, beautiful mech. I love it. 10 out of 10, one of my faves. And we're going to take a look at the cards. We have Sarah Akamoto and Rokuroro Samuels, Nathan Holyfeld, Wendy Brandt, Bjorn Miyazaki, Braxton Ishikawa, Davis Wan, Allison Young, and we have the Jenner D, the Jenner K. We have the Wolfhound 1, the Wolfhound 2. We've got the Panther, and our buddy the Blackjack 1 and the Blackjack 2. Yeah. Just a cute little box of Battletech. So I really went in the hobby shop looking for those random blind boxes because I was running an errand and landed right next door. So I was like, okay, I'll pop in. So I remember them. They had like a huge stack of them. But apparently somebody bought 2 whole boxes of the fucking things. Which, I mean, woof. More power to you. But picked that up for the fun of it. Just because I wanted to pick up something while I was there. Alright, next up. These came from a hobby shop called Muse in Montana, which is a very nice hobby shop. It's fairly large and a lot more like a generalist comic shop than a specific hobby or tabletop store. So they sell like comics and toys and stuff like that. They had a lot of neat little bric-a-brac and stuff the other store didn't have, like magnets and pins and, you know, Funko Pops and that kind of crap. Which was kind of neat. They also sold Battletech, which the other store didn't have. So that was pretty cool. They also sold the whole regular, like, accoutrements of things. So, you know, your Warhammer, your AOS. They had some Conquest, stuff like that. But they had Battletech. So I picked some up. Let's get this little bit in there. This is a Marauder, which is really neat. What are you? You're a... Oh, you're a Valkyrie. That's what you are. And the Valkyrie is a cutie. Cutie little patootie. And then an Archer. The Archer's a fucking awesome mech. So cool. It's literally just like 2 running missile pods. And then the Stinger, which ironically looks a lot like a Valkyrie from Macross. But I mean, this is a Macross Mac. You know, this is a Macross Mac. Like, this is a really Macross heavy box. But yeah, he's a cute little guy. I really like the little mechs. I think they're fun. I like them all, I'm not gonna lie. Battletech's like my favorite thing. It really is. I fucking love Battletech. Alright, we got Joelle Williams, Remy Long, Thanthe Nukvu, Thanthe Nokvu. Definitely a Vietnamese name, but I do not know if I'm saying it right. Abdul Hamad, Cranston Snord, that's a name. Hello, Snord. Evelyn Panfili, Missy Ravenwood. Wow, that's a fucking made-up name. Caden Brandt. I mean, they're all made-up names, but Missy Ravenwood is like... That's like the protagonist in a love story. Then we got the Stinger. Wow, he has like no damage and like no armor or life. But he's only 15 points. It's pretty cool. He really sucks though. Like a lot. Oh. The Valkyrie, which is very similar. Interesting, he has indirect fire for one of his damage. More indirect fire, LRMs. I don't know what Snark is. Archer's cool though. And the Marauder. Yeah. Pretty cool. Neat little box. There we go. And the last box I picked up is the Sphere Direct Fire Lance. It's just a bunch of big old, like, chunky boys. I had a couple of these mechs from the starter set. Alright. We got an Atlas. It's like the king of the mechs there. It's like one of the famous ones. Then we have a... What are you? CRS? What are you? Crusader. Okay. Okay. Crusader. I like this one. It looks like a Zaku. I think that's cool. I like the Zaku mech a lot. Then we have a Marauder 2. Electric Boogaloo. He's a really cool mech. All the Marauder variants are really fun. Marauder 2 is also very fun. And then we have an Orion. I love the Orion. The Orion is legitimately one of my favorite mechs. I love how, like, just uneven it is. I think it's great. It's just so asymmetrical. I love it. I need to start playing with these pilot cards. I like never use them. Should try it out. Hidemari Q. Charlotte Chan. Charlotte Chan. MJ Wang. Jimmy Jayhawk Lee. Susan Barber. Diego Fernandez. Michael Isu. And Alexander Archaria. And we got Crusader 3R. And Crusader 4D. There's the Orion. Big boy. I love the Orion. Such a cool mech. Marauder 2. Electric Boogaloo. And the Atlas. For all of your scouting needs. Your Steiner scouting needs. But yeah, I love Battletech so much. So when they add something that I didn't have, I wanted to pick them up. Just pretty sweet. And just really, really fun. Alright. I also grabbed some sleeves for Battletech. These are the Dragon Shield. These are like the best sleeves. They had the ones that match the ones I already have, so since I've got so many new Battletech stuff lately, I wanted to pick up some sleeves for it. All the way from, I think, Poland, I got these. These are fancy. So these are acrylic cut signs that you can put on buildings and little stores and stuff. That one's repet when enough isn't enough. A lot of these are references to stuff, which is pretty cool. And they all come from this company. So this is called Brutal. They make MDF terrain. I wish I could have a whole set of it on the table. It is the coolest goddamn terrain, like for a sci-fi war game or like a modern war game you could have, because it's all done in brutalist architecture, and it is so flipping cool. However, it would film very poorly on the table for like my filming setup. If I had a bigger like full filming room, which I don't really, like I film my games here where I paint, right? If I had a full filming setup, I would 100% have a full table of this stuff, because it is awesome. Just awesome. Awesome, awesome. MDF terrain, pretty cheap, but really, really cool. Just, I love it to pieces, but with how I film and stuff, it just wouldn't work. And since, like, I buy terrain and stuff, specifically with, like, the headspace to film and play on it, like, for the channel, I don't want to buy something that specifically wouldn't work for the channel. Just because, like, a lot of it's really tall and stuff, and a lot of it has, like, playable interiors and all. It would be amazing, but right, you can go over there. Another Brutal logo. Lacuna Incorporated, when enough is enough. What's this one? Yuhi? It Goes? That one I don't recognize. I don't get that reference. This, however, this is the... As you can tell, all these are backwards, right? Because you're supposed to be seeing them really from the other side. But the other side has the nice protective paper on it. This is the reason that I picked these up. This is an ad for the Zorg ZF1, which I just love. That's from Fifth Element. It's super freaking cool. I cannot wait to find a place to use this. This is the reason why I picked this stack of them up. It's because I wanted this design. Because Fifth Element is my favorite movie, if I've never talked about it before. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's amazing. I need that in my life. So these are really cool. They'll make a nice little bits to my sci-fi terrain setups when I'm making little shops and stuff. So I just thought they were cute, so I decided to pick them up. A nice little expansion to my terrain. Alright, last but not least, I've got the Flesh Eater Quartz box. I picked this up from Retrofix as well. Big shout out to Retrofix on this. They were still selling it for the old price, which is really nice, so I saved 20 bucks on it. I'm going to get 3 of these Crypt Harbor guys. I'm going to get 10 Crypt Ghouls. Then I'm going to get a big either zombie dragon or vampire zombie bat. And then either a like feral vampire lord or like a knight in armor kind of thing. So these, I'm planning on turning these into like little werewolves so that they fit with my vampire army a little bit more. I'm giving them basically all like wolf heads. Put them on square bases. People love square bases. Square bases are not for me. I don't know. I like the round ones. I do. Alright. Let's see what we got. We got some legs, some backs. There's a furry back. There's one with some bones sticking out of it. We got 2 sets of wings. We got an arm that's like grabbing a chunk of rubble. There's like a bat-like head. There's two like zombie-like heads. A zombie-like head with a necklace. And another bat-like head. Pretty cool. And we got two more runners of those guys. Two more runners of Crypt Ghouls. We got some legs. We got some pubes. A couple different backs, either the furry back or this like spine ripping out of it back. Furry back or spine back. A couple sets of arms here, which are pretty neat, including one with like a big like smash and bone. I still play 8th Ed. Oh, like fantasy. That's pretty cool. I'll be honest, I've never actually played fantasy. Can you even use Crypt Flesh Eater Quartz in fantasy? Is that like an option? I thought these were like a Age of Sigmar specific thing. But you got another vampire, like a bat-like head. Sorry, come on. You got another like bat-like head there, which is pretty cool. Then we go into... let's look at the instructions for those guys, and then we'll go into the other ones. There we go. Yeah, so we can build them as Crypt Horrors or Crypt Ghouls. I'm sorry, Crypt Horrors or Crypt Flayers. Or Crypt Haunter Courtier, Crypt Infernal Courtier, or Vargeists. That is a lot of options. As they also have a lot of options. So you can stick all kinds of spikes and stuff on them. That's pretty rad. I do like that they get the different backs. I don't know which ones I'm going to use though. I like the like bones popping out. I think it's just kind of vicious and neat. But I also kind of just like the fluff like fur. It might fit the werewolf a little bit better. So I'm going to try to turn these into like werewolf bat things. Looks like they go together fairly simply. It doesn't look like you're going to have the option to like swap which bones go into the body, which heads goes on which body, which arms goes on which body. But that's about it. That's going to be your options. Oh look, that one can have 4 wings. That's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, it looks like you can give them 4 wings. That's really cool. And they all go on these bases, which I think are pretty fucking big. It's like a 50 mil base. They go like a 50 mil base. That's pretty big. And then next up, we got these guys which are going to be on these little bases. These are going to be the Crypt Ghouls. Alright. It's a dude who's bringing his snack with him. Got a bunch of butts. Bunch of arm options, like holding bones and stuff. Let's see. Let's see how many arms there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 options for arms there. 11 options for arms. So you're going to have a little bit of variation. 11 options for arms. It looks like you get 9 options for legs on this runner and 6 heads. And what do we get over here? Let's see. We get 3. Alright, so we're going to have 15 total arm options. No, more than that. Okay, so 17 total arm options. We're going to have exactly the right number of bodies. 18 total arm options, sorry. Exactly the right number of bodies, exactly the right number of legs. And then you're going to have 6, 10, 14, 14, 16 heads. No, 19 heads. We're going to have 19 heads. And about 19 sets of arms. Oh, nice. There's a bunch of options on here. Yeah. So, and there they are with their weird long pubes. I hope when I turn into a vampire ghoul thing, I don't get super giant pubes like that. That's weird. Like, man, shave that shit, you know? Alright. You get this cool Next Steps booklet, which is really not a booklet. Oh, pretty neat. And here's their instructions. So you can make Crypt Ghouls or Crypt Gas Courtier. So you're going to have the options of which body to put on which legs, which arms to put on which body, and which head to put on which body. So you have a lot of options for variation here, which is pretty sweet. A lot of options for variation. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, this is the base for the next thing. So you can see she's a big boy. She's a big boy. And our next thing is either a vampire dragon or a giant vampire bat. Now, there are some options that are used between them. Really, the only piece that changes different is the head and which rider you want on it. But the wings are really neat, all kind of tattered up and stuff. Then there's some options for different rocks for him to stand on, depending on how you want to pose him. Got some cool options for the bones here. Like cool options for the leg there. You can see like the bone and the muscle and stuff underneath of it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm going to have to figure out how I want to paint these vampires zombies, because I can't paint them like my Nurgle zombies, because they're not Nurgle, right? So like, this is how I paint my Nurgle zombies. This just doesn't make sense for the other zombies, so I have to figure out a way of how to paint them. Alright, so bunch of guts and stuff. It's really neat. You can have like a feral vampire riding on top, or you can have like an armored kind of vampire riding on top. And I think you get enough pieces to build both of those. And the armored vampire can either have a lance or this big, really cool, fancy sword, which is really neat. Here's like the dragon head right there, which is kind of cool. It's like dragon head and then part of the neck. And then you get a set of big curly horns for him. Or you can make a vampire bat, who is right there. So you can make the vampire bat head right there. I saw someone use this on a Night Lord's night, and it was really cool. Really cool. But yeah. So you get one full unit of the Crypt Horrors. You get 10 Crypt Ghouls. A full unit of them usually is 20. So when you buy a box, it's 20, not 10. And you get the big zombie dragon. So you can see you got these two poses here. One where he's like leaning down, or one where he's like standing up. I think the heads and poses are interchangeable, so if you wanted the vampire bat like standing up, I think you could do that. I think he would just be looking up a little bit more. And then if you didn't want to put the vampire guy on the zombie dragon, you could put him like on his own little pedestal. Or you could get the cool vampire knight guy. Right, so let's say build his vampire bat. More vampire bat. So you could probably easily magnetize the rider if you wanted to. That looks like it'd be super easy to do. So this one you use piece number 43 for the neck. What do you use for this guy? You use piece number 15. Okay. So that's what dictates if it bends down or bends up. I don't know if these will fit on 142 though. Yeah, they might not have the right curve, so you might be stuck using that pose for the other vampire bat if you wanted. Which is fair. I mean, it's the more interesting pose anyway. But yeah. Neat little box. I wanted to pick one up. One, because I want to convert all the guys to vampires. I mean, to werewolves. And two, I wanted to grab one before they discontinued it. And I haven't seen it anywhere on Island. So, these have not shown up anywhere on Island. And I wanted to grab one. But yeah. So that's it for my mainland haul. Let's check back on our paint guys. See what we got. So, this is Pilar Glacier. There in the back. You can see it on the back armor there. It's pretty cool. I actually like that a lot. This is Briar Queen Chill. I like this a lot more than the Pilar Glacier. That's really nice. That's a super nice wash. And then this is Dreadful Visage. It's kind of interesting. Let me try that out on some other pieces. I feel so bad for these couple Termagants. They've been repainted like literally like 10 times. I think Dreadful Visage might be pretty damn cool. Though I do really like the blues. This one is a good bit more subtle, I think. That means it'll go really nice over different kinds of colors. So like you might not want to put it over white. Maybe you want to put it actually over like a skin tone or something. It might look pretty good. But yeah, trip to the mainland was it was a thing, you know. The trip we had to take. It wasn't a trip that we like were excited for, you know. We had some stuff we had to handle, and I didn't want my poor husband to have to do it alone. I wanted to go with him. But I am very happy to be back on island, back here in good old Hawaii. That's pretty darn cool. That's pretty darn cool. I think I like that a lot. Alright, you know what? I'm going to let that dry and see what I say. This one's got a little more tide marks on it. Less happy with the Pilar Glacier. Briar Queen Chill is really nice. It just gave a nice kind of like smooth, kind of nasty blue everywhere. I'm a fan of that. And yeah. We'll just, I think Dreadful Visage is going to be really good. I'm going to let that dry up. See what it looks like. And I think I might be applying that to my whole Tyranid army. That looks pretty cool. Alright. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it. Thank you for watching as I just talked about toys. That's all I did today. I'll be back this coming weekend for, I don't know, maybe some more Battletech or something. Sounds like fun. Maybe some more one-page rules. Maybe we'll do that. That sounds like fun too. But I'll be back this weekend. Have a good time with it. We'll do something fun. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. Because I want to take my goddamn pants off. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you for listening to me talk about toys. And keep on